Welcome to Sweat and Bullets Ranch. I'm Erin. As you can see, I'm standing under one of our apple trees, and we're really excited to have a bunch of apples this year. So one of my projects is to make apple chips in our dehydrator. So come along with me as I show you how we do it. So we have a large harvest of apples this year. This is my second time working with apples this year. I've already made applesauce and apple jelly, and today I'm making apple slices like chips that I'm going to put in the dehydrator. So I thought I'd show you a little bit about that, and then we've got a lot more apples on the trees. So what I've got is my apples. These are by far not firsts, they're seconds. So we eat around the little holes, but they're fine to peel. I'm using my apple core slicer peeler that I've got here, and I've got it hooked up to this wooden box that my husband made in the 7th grade as a napkin holder, but it works great to get it up into this big bowl so it can catch all of the juice and apple peels. Then I put the whole apple into my bowl of water and lemon juice to keep them a little bit from oxidizing. It doesn't really matter that much because when you put it in the dehydrator, they kind of turn brown anyway. So, but I just put it on here into the, pierce it on there, and then I hold it here, and I'm gonna peel and slice and core all at the same time. Pretty handy machine here. And when I go to put them on the trays, I'll cut out any bad parts that I see or find. There we go, there's that. And I'll just pull it off and put it in here. Take my core out. And I use a butter knife to kind of help getting the core off. Just makes it a little bit easier. And then I move on to the next one. Let me do that again. I think I got this apple peeler slicer core from Pampered Chef about 15 years ago, and really makes quick use of, or quick job of doing apples for anything. Plus it makes it really nice because the peels are, or the slices are all very even, so I like that part of it as well. So once I do this, then I'll put them in the dehydrator. I'll come back when we do that. Okay, so I've got the apples all peeled, and what I do is I take them out and I find the end, and I just take a knife and just go through one side, and that makes it into these nice little rounds here, except for the last one. But it makes it really pretty, a pretty round with a pretty core circle in the center for my apple slices. And I just fill up the trays when I'm doing that. Then you can leave the peels on it, but these peels on these apples were not very pretty, so we are happy to get them because you can watch our other video. We had a late frost, and White and I went out and hosed down the trees. We have 6 trees in our playpen garden and 3 trees out by the highway. And we only did the ones in the playpen garden because the ones out by the highway are too far away, but seemed to help, I guess, although the ones by the highway didn't have any trouble making apples too. But last year we didn't get any apples because of a hailstorm, so I am ecstatic to have apples this year and be able to do this kind of stuff for preserving them, making apple chips and applesauce and jelly. And I actually today used the peelings from my first round of this. I've got some apple cider vinegar going. First time I've ever made that, so we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully it'll be great so I can use it for cleaning and whatever else I want to use it for. So, alright, let's see, I'll use this one. And that's all there is to it. We'll show you our dehydrator here when we get them in there. So. Alright, so this is our Cabela's dehydrator. It's a 12 tray. Like I said, I bought it a long time ago, so I don't know if they make this anymore since Cabela's is not its own company anymore, but it's very simple. All you do is turn it on, and then I'm going to hit time first, and I'm going to go up, and I'll probably do these 8 hours and check them, maybe a little longer. And then I'm going to do temp, and I hit down because then it starts from the top. So I do about 140. You can see that it goes from 50 to 160 for temperature. And for fruits, you typically want to do it between 135 and 145. So and that's our apples. We'll come back when they are done. Alright, so it is the next day, and our apples are done. Now they're not going to be crispy or freeze dried like the ones you get at the store that are freeze dried. These are dehydrated, so they are chewy and bendable, but they're definitely dried. So that was 10 hours worth of apple crisps or apple dehydrated apples. It's kind of like a chewy leathery apple. So I'm gonna bag all these up and we'll eat them. I may do some more for gifts, and that's all there is to it. Alright, so this is how you go from apples from our orchard to apple rings. We've got some most of them in a bag here, and then I've got some in a jar that I may do to give away as gifts, or maybe this is what we'll eat out of and then refill. I'm not sure exactly how I'll do it, but definitely another way to preserve apples. We'll just eat them here as rings or as snacks. Or I also can reconstitute them in recipes during the wintertime when we don't have apples, apple pie or apple crisp. But I've really enjoyed doing this, and I love having another way to use our apples into a nice snack. So I appreciate you coming along with us, and please subscribe, and I appreciate you. God bless.